Obama making a trans-Pacific trade deal one of his top priorities during his last few months in office, but neither candidate hoping for his job is too thrilled about continuing that push. Mr. Obama, though, saying that doesn't really matter.
I don't have to sell it to Asian leaders here who were part of the negotiations because they see this as the right thing to do for their own countries. The United States has never had a smooth, uncontroversial path to ratifying trade deals, but they eventually get done. And it's my intention to get this one done because on the merits, it is smart for America to do it.
Steve Moore is here, economic advisor for the Donald Trump campaign, distinguished visiting fellow at the Heritage Foundation, and, of course, a Fox News contributor. Steve, good morning. Happy Labor Day. Thanks for being here.
Good morning.
All right, so first off, you look at President Obama, he's thinking about his legacy. He wants to get this passed. He said he's confident that it will. Hillary Clinton, originally for this trade deal, now being pushed by a lot of them, the Sanders supporters. Now she's against it. How much of us all talking about this now is simply politics?
Well, gee, politics this season? I would have never expected it. Yeah, well, Hillary's been all over the map on this issue. There's no question. In fact, she was at the State Department helping negotiate this deal. Then in the Democratic primary, she turned against it, and it depends on what day you ask her whether she's for it or against it. Donald Trump has been pretty consistent. He says that if he is elected president, he will renegotiate this. I happen to agree with him. I'm a free trade guy. Abby, and I do think trade is important for the American economy, but I think there are a lot of defects in this deal. It doesn't take into account the interests of a lot of American workers, but also there's a big problem with these Asian countries that we sign these free trade deals with them, we open up our markets to them, they don't open up their markets to us. And the even bigger problem, and I think we need a negotiator like Donald Trump who will get tough with some of these Asian countries, especially China. They're stealing a lot of our technologies. There's some estimates, $300–400 billion a year of what we produce is being stolen, whether it's copyrighted materials or computer technologies, whether it's pharmaceutical drugs. We need them to pay for the things that we produce, and so this needs to be negotiated.
And speaking of that, a lot of people are wondering, how does this impact my daily life? It's Labor Day today. A lot of people are sitting at home enjoying a day off from work, but also thinking about how important it is that they have a job. When you talk about the trade deal, a lot of people just don't understand the impact that would have on them personally. If any, talk to us about that impact and how we should be thinking about it.
Well, let's talk about what's good about trade, because, we learned this from Adam Smith 200 years ago, that when two parties, voluntary trade, they're both better off. And so there's no question. I mean, just go to Walmart and go to just about any store. Free trade makes goods and services more available to more people and at a cheaper and more affordable price. So that's the good thing about trade. The bad thing about trade is, again, that we seem to surrender at the negotiating table, and we don't require of these other countries to open their markets like we do. And so that has caused a lot of distress among American workers. I mean, I'll give you an amazing statistic. It just came out in Friday's jobs report, Abby. We lost manufacturing jobs and construction jobs in the on Friday's report. We have lost 1.5 million manufacturing jobs in the last 10 years. So there's a lot of anxiety out there among middle-class, working-class Americans. Now, I happen to think that some of this being targeted against trade is looking at the wrong source, but some of it is, losing jobs to China and some of these Asian countries, and this is going to be, it's an interesting election. Free trade is sort of on trial in this election with the American voters.
It really is such an interesting, unpredictable election, and this trade deal, I think, highlights that along with so many other issues. Steve Moore, always good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Well, I want to make one other quick point. This is Labor Day, but what we need in this country is also to salute American employers, because, ladies and gentlemen, without employers, you don't have workers and you don't have jobs. For all the men and women who start companies, we salute you today.
Well, I salute them as well. It's a great point, Steve. Thanks for making it.
Okay, Abby.
Well, the FDA is banning some major ingredients found in antibacterial soaps. Our doctor is in with why they're doing it and how it might affect your health.